Okay, well, we're going to start in and get the little bay horse here, figuring out some of our little groundwork things. We'd like to put ourselves in position, and when our eyes go towards his hip, we expect it to move, and even though it was kind of accidental, we rewarded that. But I just wanted to move his hip because my eyes went down there, or I would pick this up and just put a little pressure on it. I want you to move your hip. Come to position, put my eyes to the hip, show the rope. I expect you to move his hip without getting rough or scaring on him. When I just tell him to step to my right or my left, when I say let's go left, and if he fails, I'll twirl this rope at this outside shoulder until he steps off left. So we'll ask him again. I'll let him kind of think on that. Go to my left, or I'll show you the rope. I'll twirl this rope and go to my left. And go to my left. So if I get behind you, you're kind of hurting forward with my eyes here. And go to my left. There we go. And that he feels that I'm behind him, hurting forward. Go to my left. There we go. But I'm behind him, hurting forward. I'm behind, hurting forward. So when I change my energy towards the hip should move away. I don't pull on his face when I do that. And then go to my right. He may try to go left here. Like, see? He's thinking. He was thinking, that guy was telling me to go to the left. I'm going to try and do that again and see if I don't get the reward I'm looking for. Here. You get a little sassy here. There we go. I want to make sure I'm from behind. Guide me forward. And then when my eyes go to the hip, I expect that hip to swing around. I don't want it coming up on top of me yet. Same direction, go to my right. Escalate the cue. Reward that little try. Escalate the cue. Escalate the cue. There we go. Let me travel. From behind. A little nervous. Trying to be a little protective of himself here. Eyes towards the hip. Face up to me here. Say go to my left. There you go. All behind. Eyes towards the hip. Before we get a little more square. Good. Here we're going to ask him to back up here a little bit. So when I just kind of wiggle my fingers at him, I wanted to recognize that as a cue. I'll tap on my rope, maybe wiggle the rope, and then you got to be a little careful. Some of these colts, they'll get a little spooked first time you kind of get after them there a little bit. Wiggle my fingers and tap on my rope. I'll wiggle my rope. Failure to back up. Get you a little, yeah. That was a step. I'll wiggle my fingers, tap on my rope. I'll wiggle my rope. Failure. Get you a little slap under the chin. So I'll wiggle my fingers, tap on my rope, and I'll wiggle my rope. If you fail, you get one of the, there we go. So when he stepped back right there, I'm just going to let him really think about what he is doing the right thing. So if I wiggle my fingers and tap on my rope, and I wiggle my rope right there, when I saw him engage his muscles to think back, I let go. I'll wiggle my fingers right there. I'm going to reward that try. Wiggle my fingers right there. Absorb on that. We'll just build on it in the next session. Now we're going to teach him a little flexion here. Let me see if I can't get him to come around laterally. I just put my hand down. I just pick that up and just kind of, what I say, melt slack out of the range. Just kind of go to the point of contact. And him coming to me at all, I give him a full release right there. And I'm going to hope elk gut go to contact, wait, and I'll wait for him any sign that he's thinking about surrendering. I get back. Good boy. Good boy. And me personally, I never pull him past the point of the shoulder. Okay, so we're going to see if we can't get him to lower his head here. I'll just kind of grab that knot and stiffen my arm here. I'm going to make a claw, and I'm not pushing down here when I do this. I'll just touch, squeeze, squeeze a little harder, and I'll just start to rock him back and forth. And notice I've turned my face away so I don't get hit here if he goes to throw a fit. And all I'm going to ask him to do, see his head's coming up, he's trying to figure out how do I get release. And I'll give him that even though he took a step that his head dropped that much. Touch, there. I'll let him really think on that one. All I did was touch him, and his head fell away from my hand. Touch, squeeze, there. He wants to put his head down by himself, that's fine too. But what I'm looking for is that moment that arrives when I can just put my hand right there, and his head starts to drop. There we go. There. And for me, that's probably enough. If he gives that much, we'll expand on it tomorrow. Always train for tomorrow. We'll just test his vertical flexion, see if he's got any. Just touch, again. Up towards the chest. A little more. Not asking him to back. So I'll follow him. There. And when his feet stopped, there. And his face, there. He softened his face to my hands. Just a quick review. We'll see if he can remember what to move your hip. Very good. See if you can move that other hip. When my eyes go to position, very good. See if you can go left and right. Go to my left, very good. Move this hip, please. Try it again. Go to my right, very good. And watch this. This is a little different than what a lot of folks do. When I ask him to go to my right, and he starts to leave, I let go of the rope. And there's a reason. Okay. Watch, when I ask him to go to the left here, go to the left, and he starts to go left. So I let go of that with my left hand. And the reason is this. I don't want there. What I like there is he thought about following that cue right there. I don't want to be where I'm holding him out like this the whole time. I could just re-cue him by doing that. Escalate. You see that hand lift out there, there. And he wants to go on that tiny little cue. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Okay.